My friend Mike Kelly that lived across the alley, we were both Cubs fans, and we could take one bus down Irving Park to Clark Street, which was maybe 12 blocks down, 15 blocks, and then walk 4 blocks to the ballpark on Addison and Clark, and we'd go to the games. My parents would let us go alone. One day, both our parents let us take off the opening day, and we went to Wrigley Field, and it snowed, and they canceled the game, and the players were having a snowball fight on the field. Ernie Banks was the, probably best player and had won Golden Glove awards. And one time he was down at Sears, which is one bus ride. We went down to get his signature, and we got on the bus and we waited in line for about an hour, and he never even looked at us. He just had a piece of paper and scribbled something and handed it to you, and the whole time he was talking to some other guy. They called him Mr. Cub, and he was their star, one and only star. But even back in those days, there were 8 teams in the National League and never even dreamed of winning a pennant. And my mother was a Cubs fan. She would sit with her hat on and watch the games. And one time me and Mike went to the game, and the Cubs were losing by 8 or 9 runs. And so in the 8th inning, we left, and we walked a mile and then got on the bus and came, and we walked up on my porch, and my mom is in there screaming and yelling. The Cubs made a comeback and won. And she goes, "What are you guys doing here? This is the best game ever."
The Cubs win the World Series!
I had moved down to Arizona already, and I sat with my mom's Cub hat on and watched the game. It was very emotional. And Kelsey was down in Texas, and she was watching the game in a bar. She was at a conference or something, and she said everybody in the bar was for the Cubs. And the game was a thriller. I mean, it was just unbelievable. And they would come from behind and tie it up, and it went down to the last out in the 9th inning. It was a super game.